were saturated with spiritual potency. That is the advantage of Krishna's behalf, and all one's actions will be saturated with Krishna's nature. But everyone had to take up some kind of work for Krishna. Since Prabhupada desired to build a temple in Vrindavan, then whoever would help him to do it, whether they were trained or not, or whether it was their tendency or not, whoever offered him assistance would become very dear to him and to Lord Krishna. When a householder couple, Guru Das and Yamuna, agreed to remain in Vrindavan to help Prabhupada build the temple, Prabhupada welcomed it and shared with them the intention of his plans. If you can construct a nice temple in Vrindavan for me in this way, I shall be eternally grateful. Because we are a worldwide movement of Krishna, and if we do not have a nice place at Vrindavan, then what will be the use? Vrindavan is Krishna's land, and in the future many of our disciples will go there just to see, along with many tourists and other friends, so therefore we must have sufficient place for them.
I know that you are not trained up for being construction manager. Neither the job must be very tasteful for you. But because you are a sincere devotee of Krishna, He has given you all strength and intelligence how to do it. That is what we want. That
By the time Prabhupada and most of his disciples left Vrindavan at the end of Kartik, the relations between his disciples and the residents of Vrindavan had improved. The people of Vrindavan were impressed by the devotees' daily Sankirtan procession
to Ramanareti, and they were impressed by Prabhupada. Although Prabhupada felt that much time had been wasted, it had been a year since Mr. S. had offered them the land. He was now hopeful. ISKCON projects were developing all over the world, and all were struggling. The devotees' only means of income was from, what do you think? From the sales of books. And to some degree, from their spiritual sky incense business. As yet, Prabhupada had no architectural plan for his Vrindavan project, but he determined to gather from his book fund and from devotees enough money for materials and labor. One day, he went to the building site and asked the devotee to mix a little cement, and with his own hand, he laid down the first concrete for the foundation. Can continue tomorrow. Okay, now we're going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Canto 1, Chapter 15, and verse number 28. 28. Sutovacha Evam Chintayato Jishno Evam Chintayato Jishno Krishna Pada Suroruham Krishna Pada Saroruham Sauhardenati Gadhena Sauhardenati Gadhena Shanta Sidvi Malamati Shanta Sidvi Malamati Sutovacha Evam Chintayato Vishnur Krishna Pada Suroruham Sauhardenati Gadhena Shantasidvi Malamati. If anybody wants to try. Sutovacha Anybody else? Padasuroruham Sauhardenati Gadhena Shantasid Vimalamatim Sutta Vacha Jishnu of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna Pada, the feet of Krishna, Suroruham, resembling lotuses, Sauhardana, by deep friendship, Ati Gadhena, in great intimacy, Shanta, pacified, Asid, it so became, Vimala, without any tinge of material contamination. Mati, mind. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Sutta Goswami said, thus being deeply absorbed in thinking of the instructions of the Lord, which were imparted in the great intimacy of friendship, and in thinking of his lotus feet, Arjuna's mind became pacified and free from all material contamination. Purport. Since the Lord is absolute, deep meditation upon him is as good as yogic trance. The Lord is not different from his name, form, quality, pastimes, entourage, and specific actions. Arjuna began to think of the Lord's instructions to him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Only those instructions began to eliminate the tinges of material contamination in the mind of Arjuna. The Lord is like the sun. The sun's appearance means immediate dissipation of darkness or ignorance, and the Lord's appearance within the mind of the devotee can at once drive away the miserable material effects. Lord Chaitanya of the material world. The feeling of separation from the Lord is undoubtedly painful to the devotee, but because it is in connection with the Lord, it has a specific transcendental effect which pacifies the heart. Feelings of separation are also sources of transcendental bliss, and they are never comparable to contaminated material feelings of separation. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Gena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well, first I want to ask for blessings from Hansarupa Prabhu, from the office. Narada Rishi Prabhu, all the senior devotees, please, I need blessings. So I might speak something beneficial for all of you and in line with Shastra. Thank you. So I'll read translation again. Sutta Goswami said, thus being deeply absorbed in thinking of the instructions of the Lord, which were imparted in the great intimacy of friendship, and in thinking of his lotus feet, Arjuna's mind became pacified and free from all material contamination. So, as far as I understand, this is when this has happened when Arjuna, right, he was very upset about Krishna's leaving, right, this world. This is, which chapter is this? This is still this, right? And we read that he was really, he was that sad that he lost all his powers, right? Basically, because he was completely disconnected, right, from Krishna, he was defeated. The last verse I read here, he was defeated by cowherd man when he was taking care of Krishna's wives, right? And after that, I just want to read this. Please forgive me, I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know. The speaker didn't come. Mm-hmm. All right. Basically, right, it says that when Arjuna, right, he found the way how to really, come back to life. Basically, he started thinking of Krishna, because why Krishna gave these instructions to him, right, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So in this difficult moment, it was actually a very difficult moment, like battlefield of Kurukshetra. We cannot even imagine how difficult was it even to start this battle, and then just, Arjuna was supposed to kill for, even though, right, he was killing for Krishna, but it's not really completely easy, right, to do these kind of things. Sometimes we have to do something which is not really, we don't like it, but we still have to do it for Krishna, right? And Arjuna, he remembered Bhagavad Gita. He remembered all the instructions, what Krishna gave him. Because basically, what is Bhagavad Gita? Arjuna was very weak, and he couldn't do anything, right? And then Krishna started speaking to him Bhagavad Gita. And actually, it was Krishna's arrangement. Because, you see, we hear that it's one of the prayers of Queen Kunti, right? That only, I don't remember exactly how it sounds, but I can paraphrase. Do you remember this, Sugante? This is a nice prayer. This prayer of Queen Kunti, which says that only materially bereft person who already experiences so many troubles in his life or her life, right? His heart will become really open to the instructions of some spirituality. And we see it when we facing difficulties, right? Like especially that difficulties when somebody dies, right? Or somebody, really like hard difficulties, what we really wanted to get or we expected to get but we don't get it, and all the life was just becomes, destroyed because of this, because the desire was so strong, right? Or, it happened to me. But if, again, somebody leaves the body, it's very, very hard, right? And in these times, usually people, they have some kind of they become sober a little bit and they start believing in different things. I mean, because it's basically, they understand that money can help, they understand that connections can help, like nothing can help to really like pacify their pain. And at that time, they really turn to God, right? And did you find it, Sugandhi? Prayers of Kunkunti. Okay. What about English?
Vipada means calamity. Shashwat, eternal, always. May always stand.
Yes, I know this verse, but I'm looking for another one.
Be able to remember you constantly.
Yes, this is a very great verse, one of my favorite. But I'm looking for another one.
I mean, another.
One material. Can you read? Can you, Sugandhi, can you read?
My Lord, your lordship can easily be approached
Yes.
only by those who are materially exhausted.
Yes.
One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty cannot approach you with sincere feeling.
Yeah, you see? And basically when the difficulties are happening, right, usually we really become very sincere. Because most of the people, they understand that, what else to do? Let me just try whatever. And they turn to God, even if they don't believe. Sometimes it's happening just for some time. They turn, they getting better and, they forget about it. But they definitely feel relieved, right? Because Krishna, he hears our prayers. And what happened here to Arjuna, right? He basically started remembering all the Bhagavad Gita. He started remembering all the conversation with Lord Krishna when he was here, right? And his all power, he basically come back. We will hear it in the next verses. Don't want to spoil. Yes. And it's actually also very nicely said here that his mind became very pacified. And step by step, his mind became free from material contamination. Right? And you see how chanting works. Srila Prabhupada mentions here that Lord Chaitanya, he suggested us, he asked us, he begged us to chant, right? And why are we chanting? Sometimes we don't even understand. There is a first verse in Shikshastakam, Chito Darpana Darshanam, right? That our heart, our soul, it's like a mirror. And because we're going through so many lifetimes, this mirror, it's very, very dirty. It's like with the dust, so much dust in it. And you cannot see yourself in this mirror, right? But by chanting, right, to see yourself, you have to clean this mirror, right? And by chanting, we clear our heart. It's very interesting because even like sound vibration, of course it's spiritual, but also on a physical level, it cleans things, like sound vibration. I used to watch this TV show on Discovery Channel, how it works or how it made, something like that. Basically, it's about how people do different things, like on the factories, right? Like step by step. It was very fascinating. And some of them, they were about cleaning things, and some, like a very, I don't remember, it was something from the metal, but you cannot really clean it with your hands. You have to use sound. This is really amazing. Isn't it? Sound is something we just hear, right? But it has so much potency what you hear, right? And my spiritual master says that the quality of the sound vibration, what you listen to, right, actually forms your life. It can be higher vibrations, it can be lower vibrations, right? And it's very important to know that when we chant, when we engage ourselves, in a really sincere chanting and hear yourself, because this is the most important thing. When you hear yourself while you chant, right, you become really, your mind becomes very pacified. We see it all the time when something can happen, you can wake up with a bad mood or, different things. And then you just understand that, you cannot really handle this day. And then you start chanting, right? You start chanting, you finish your 16 rounds, 2 hours, and then you open your eyes and you're like a completely different person. Did it happen to you? Anybody? Abdul got this feeling. You see? It's very nice, right? And, huh? Yes. But you see, it's actually a very nice point, right? You said he's still new, that's why he's getting this taste, right? And it's harder when you chant, for many years, for long 5 years, when you chant, right? It's very hard to get the taste. But the secret is just hear yourself. Because when you hear yourself, you put all your attention into chanting. And you actually concentrate all your attention on it. And where attention goes, energy flows, right? Like if you really dedicate yourself these 2 hours without any phones, without anything else, just to chanting, you will see how you will get this taste. It's our own choice, right? It takes a little bit, but we just have to do it. We really have to do it. You see, it will clean your heart, step by step. Let's see. And it's also very nice when you actually It's just about separation, that the feeling of separation from the Lord, it's undoubtedly painful to the devotee, but because it is in connection with the Lord, it has a specific transcendental effect which pacifies the heart. This is also very nice, right? Actually, we can compare we cannot compare because it says it's not comparable to material separation, right? But even when you experience material separation, you feel so much pain, but usually it doesn't bring you any pleasure. You just experience pain, especially it puts you down. It doesn't bring you any energy. You just lament, this person left, and you're like, oh, I cannot do anything, right? But we see that in connection with the Lord, it's completely different, right? When you feel, it's not that we feel the separation a lot, at least myself, right? But maybe sometimes, when you start thinking and analyze all these, Shikshastaka verses that, I just fallen here just by some accident. I don't know how, I've fallen in this material world. And please pick me up from this material world and place me as a small particle at your lotus feet, right? Sometimes, when you think in this way, you think, oh my God, this is stupid. What am I even doing here, right? And it becomes painful because you kind of feel that you messed up. But because it's in separation with the Lord, you always know that there is so much chance because He's always waiting for us, and He will never get disappointed with us. Never, ever. This is like the best friend, It's so nice because we all have relationships, and people become disappointed. You become disappointed. It's just natural. We have our limits, right? Unfortunately or fortunately, right? But Krishna is not like that. He is unlimited. And he can wait for us for the rest of lifetimes. He can just really wait for us. And he never... It's actually nice to think that somebody really likes you. I'm reading this 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and there is a nice verse that out of all humans, out of all different bodies, the human form of body, it's Krishna's favorite. And my Guru Maharaj says one thing. He says, even if you don't do anything, maybe you're not even a devotee, right? External, we're all devotees. Krishna still likes you, just because you're in a human body. This is really amazing, really encouraging. Right? Well, and it gives you so much hope and courage to do so many different things. Because, we're all imperfect. We already messed up because we're here in this material world. But we can really struggle to remember these instructions of Krishna and do something for Him, from your heart. And even small thing what we can do, it's chanting, right? We can just chant sincerely. It takes not a long time, right? But it all depends on us. This is where we can execute our free will. You kind of chant, but in your free will, chant good or chant bad rounds. This is your choice. Krishna cannot do it. I wish he could do it. Kind of just force us. Okay, you chant good. But he cannot do it. He can empower you. He can really, if you really pray for that, he can give you this so much love in 1 second. He can, relieve you from all attachments in 1 second. But for that, you have to be sincere. In the morning, we were listening this lecture with Sukanti from Srila Prabhupada. And he said, if you want protection from Krishna, he can give you, there is no problem. But for that, you have to surrender. He said, how much you want, how much you ask for that, right? Basically, how much you surrender, that how much he will give you back. It depends completely on us. Yeah, this verse in Bhagavad Gita, the way you surrender to me, I reward you accordingly. Right? It's very, very powerful verse, right? Because all it takes is just surrender, And good thing, good news, that even when you say it, you just make this decision. Maybe you just know it's the right thing to do, right? Maybe you don't feel it yet in your heart, right? But you read in scriptures and you have full faith that, okay, it's going to work. You can just, say to Radha Govinda, right? Like, I'm just surrendering to you, I'm surrendering. And even from, it says that from this point, Krishna will start, even if you don't feel it, right? Krishna will start taking care of you even more than he did before. Just by saying it. Imagine if you put a little bit emotions into it. How the reciprocation will be. It's really amazing. Yeah. And yeah, it's nice. You see, it says that he imparted to Arjuna this knowledge in great intimacy of friendship. They were best friends, right? And this is also very important to understand that, if we really surrender it and you have a desire to get these different qualities, maybe good qualities of a devotee, you have a desire. All it takes is desire to do something, to chant nicely, to give a class, to sing Guru Vastakam, it just takes a little bit of desire, and Krishna will empower you. We have to do something, we have to do something. I read Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita, first volume I'm reading right now, and he said that he was in Jhansi, and he tried to establish center there, League of Devotees. And well, he was doing very well, but in 2 years, it says that he didn't make really stable followers, right? And he was thinking that maybe it's not gonna work, because it just is 2 years passed, right? And nothing had happened, right? And he said one thing that we actually need. People listen, it's nice, they come in and listen, right? And it's good enough, right? At some point they will dedicate their life, right? But he said what we really need, that people will do something. Basically it means to take initiative, right? To take initiative to do something really useful for Krishna and for your spiritual master. And when you do it, you will see how Krishna empowers you. Nobody is qualified, but just by remembering these instructions from Bhagavad Gita, from Srimad Bhagavatam, right? We give Krishna chance to empower us. Because if you don't give this chance, how he will empower you? Like from the ground, from nothing, if you don't even, yeah, it's, all relationships are working like that. You cannot, you can do so many things, but if other part, doesn't do anything in return, it's very hard to make these relationships. It's almost impossible because you just, in Russia we have this phrase, how can I translate? Как об стенку горох. When you have a wall, right? And then you put this piece in there. There is no, it's not. It doesn't go in, and it just comes back to you. It's just like a wall. You cannot really. You can try and try and try, but there is no reciprocation. It's very hard to make relationships like that. And at some point, it's us to Krishna like that. He's trying so hard. He gives all us, this knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita, all these different services, and sometimes we just like a wall. I don't want to do it. It's not my service, Prabhu. I don't want it, I'm too weak. I'm too hungry right now. No, it's not about you. No, it's about someone else. It's true, we have to take care of ourselves. But the point is, we have to really do something. And when you do something, it's really amazing because you have great satisfaction from it. It's really, really amazing. So many things, in the morning, sometimes after Guru Puja, I want to go and sleep, for maybe like 20 minutes, take a nap, right? But then, because my mind tells me I'm tired, right? You're tired, it would be good for you to sleep. And you deserve, you work so hard, justify. But then you just choose to do something. You just choose, no, I'm just going to sit in Srimad Bhagavatam class. I'm going to give Srimad Bhagavatam class. Right? Or I'm going to help devotees, to serve prasad. Or I'm going to clean something. In 5 minutes you can clean a lot, right? And when you actually do this, right, you become so engaged, and then you forget. You forget that you wanted to sleep, or you wanted to, just escape, wherever. And it takes choice, small choice. It takes a second to choose. A second, Maya or Krishna. Only second, and then Krishna will help you. Krishna will help you anyway. He will. If you want to sleep, okay, you can go and sleep, right? He will love you anyway, but he will love you more if you do something for him. If you have this intimate relationship with Krishna, that can be, yeah. So this is my humble attempt to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam. If you have any thoughts, I would really appreciate to hear it. Reflections, corrections, questions. Brajarani.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for stepping up and being willing to sit on the Devastan when it wasn't planned for you to be there.
Yeah.
Beautiful class. So, I have a couple of thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
The latter one is that you are yourself, I think, a really great example of the empowerment that occurs when someone just does something.
I'm following good people.
And I think often people look at you and say, she's so empowered, and it feels like something that feels distant from them. And I remember you 2 years ago and who you are today, and I can see that by doing it, Krishna empowers you to do it. And that's the thing I think we sort of like Hanuman, right? It's like in order to make that jump, you have to like take that leap. Very often we want the empowerment, but we're not really planning to do much with it. And so, by not having it, but stepping out in faith, you find that Krishna, as you were saying, Krishna gives you the empowerment to do what it is that Guru Krishna wants you to do. So that's a really great example of that. The other thing I was thinking about is about sound. I went to India recently, and on my way there, I was at the airport, and I was chanting. So I'm getting my rounds in the not the best way. And there was a woman at some point who said to me, after like we were in line, after a while, she was like, thank you so much for your chanting, because I've been really afraid of taking this flight.
Wow.
And your chanting has really helped to calm me.
Was it in the plane or in the airport?
It was, I think we were in the airport, so it was just being in line.
Wow.
She was like finding herself agitated. She said that just the chanting, listening to my chanting, not even chanting herself, but hearing me sort of chanting, and sort of that sound vibration sort of washing over her. So sometimes we're not even aware, like we're listening to ourselves, but it's working with us, but it's working with all those around us as well.
Yeah, this is a very nice point.
And I got another example similarly on that same trip where I was at a counter waiting for something, and the guy was and I was chanting, and he was like, "It's so beautiful." Like you could hear it, you could feel it too. So that vibration, like we have to share it.
Wow, this is pure heart, huh? This is amazing, when you can chant the way people like it, it's very nice. You would chant it out loud?
Yeah, otherwise I can't hear it.
Yeah.
I can't hear it.
That's nice. Yeah, and also you see, like, sometimes, yeah, it's it's nice that you met these people. Basically it was arranged probably, right, for you to improve your chanting. To increase your chanting, right? Sometimes maybe you don't really meet such favorable people when you chant in the New York subway.
No, it was in New York.
Was in New York, yes.
New York. It was in New York. Yeah, I was on my way there. I was at the airport.
But definitely, if there is intention, like just to you chant for yourself that please Krishna, right? It's people feel this. People very very sensitive and they feel it, and yeah, maybe sometimes we chant to disturb someone. I'm a devotee. I'm actually chanting here. I don't know what about you here. You are just sinking material world. This is like people wouldn't maybe appreciate your chanting. But because it was, sincere, you were just chanting, for yourself. It's nice, Sometimes we think like that. At least, I can speak myself before at least. Sukanti.
Thank you so much for a wonderful improvisational class. Really nice.
Thank you.
So I was thinking about when we were talking about the surrender and how Krishna reciprocates with us when we surrender to him. I was wondering if you'd speak a little bit about giving a practical day-to-day example of when we can choose in a particular situation to just surrender to Krishna. Like you're saying, we can choose to surrender. How would you describe that experience? What would be an example you would give?
Well, there are different processes, steps of surrendering, right? And some of them, as far as I remember, if I have Bhagavad Gita, I can read. If only I had Bhagavad Gita. I can read it from here. Okay, let's see. We have to understand what surrender means, right? Because sometimes you can just say, okay, I'm surrendering, I'm going to sleep. I have to understand. This is, everybody knows this verse. Hashtag. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam saranam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papabhyo mokshishema shucheha. And in this verse, Prabhupada gives this verse another, right? Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikul. He knows. Look at this. Scholar. Yes. Do you know by heart?
I know the Bengali version, but
Okay. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyati te vishvaso gopti ritve varanam tata atma nikshepa karpanye sadvitha saranagati. Right? And then it gives explanation what it means. Each line, it has different meaning. Right? Basically starts from my favorite from here, Rakshishyati te vishvasu. This means that, no matter what, you have faith that Krishna will protect you. No matter what's going on. Well, and it says that should be a way. We have to accept favorable things for devotional service and reject unfavorable things. This is very important, We have to accept favorable association and reject unfavorable, right? And this is one of these things, right? We have to first understand what is favorable, what is unfavorable. For this, we have to know, we have to really read, right? And we have to really know what is good, what is not. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says what action is, what inaction is, right? Action in inaction, and action in action, right? For this, we have to really read and understand. Basically, we have to study these books. Srila Prabhupada gave us to study. And in this way, you will know. Of course, Krishna will help you to understand what's right, what's so-called wrong, right? What can you do, what you cannot do, right? But also, next thing, it's one should be confident that in all circumstances, Krishna will protect him from all difficulties. This is also part of surrendering, that no matter what's going on, you just have so much faith that, Krishna will protect you. We know this example of Draupadi, right? She tried so hard to protect herself, She tried, she hauled these garments, she called for others, and Krishna would just wait, until she surrenders. And then you see what she did, right? She just she didn't even hold anything, she didn't do anything, she just surrendered, right? And for us, it basically means that it can be different things. It can be, again, action, right? You can really do something that, okay, Krishna, I'm surrendering, I'm just going to do it, And you will make things happen, I don't have to worry about that, right? Or you do something what is, you don't do what you want to do. This is also surrendering. When you have faith that, okay, it's not for me, Krishna will arrange something better, or, it's not for me, this is not right. For this, you're taking guidance, right, from your seniors and all these things. And then Krishna protects from all difficulties. Then there is no need of thinking how one should keep the body and soul together. Krishna will see for that, right? Basically, you just do your service and you'll see what happens. Krishna will take care of you. Also, we have to have faith in it. This is also part of surrender. That, somehow or other, he takes care of so many different, animals. Why he cannot take care of you, Like, they don't pay for that, they don't ask for that, but he still takes care of them, right? And, they don't even have knowledge of Krishna, right? And he takes care of them, you see it, right? But for us, because we have such elevated minds, elevated consciousness, right? We think, okay, I'm going to do it myself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to earn as much money as possible, right? And then everything will be fine. But then at some point you see that everything falls apart. When death comes, It just, your relatives are miserable, you are miserable, you're dead, basically, right? And you cannot take any money, you cannot take anything, right, with you. And Krishna, we have to really have this faith that Krishna will see for us. Okay, let's see what else. One should always think himself helpless and should consider Krishna the only basis for his progress in life. This is also very nice. Yeah, and that's it. You can you can study this verse more. We don't really have so much time. It's 9 already, and we can go and take prasadam. Prasadam is also a very important part of devotional service. We have to eat as much as possible, especially when you're new, Abdul. You have to chant and eat halwa. Yes, if you have taste for halwa, it means you will be very successful in your devotional service. Thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, all the assembled devotees ki.